Welcome back to the Becoming Number One podcast, where our goal and mission is to help you become the best version of yourself while we are on our own pursuit to become the best versions of ourselves.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
To another day.
To another day. I got exciting news.
Okay, what is it?
Shut down.
I mean, I don't know what your news is, so it's news to me and to them, so.
We've been talking about starting a new segment of the show. And we're doing it. It's going to be called, we haven't verified this yet. I want it to be called this, got to run by Aidan. But, N1 News.
So it's funny, because this is news to me. I don't remember talking about this that deeply, but.
Surprise.
Guess we're doing it.
Surprise.
Which, good, cool. Fuck, I'll give you my answer right now. I'm on board.
You like to learn, Aidan, as we know. You guys should know that by now. Aidan likes to learn.
Love it.
And this is just an opportunity for you, Aidan, to learn even more. But also, it's just not news. We'll cover topics that can also be a direct correlation to our business and the economy.
Yeah.
Right? Which are important things to know if you are in business.
Plus, we want to be the two guys that you come to learn a thing or two about personal development, but that also comes with being a more well-rounded person.
Correct.
And I think part of something that goes into that is being informed with the stuff that's going on in the world around you.
Yep. And hearing the truth, which I don't want to get on here and just start saying a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know what I'm talking about, or spreading misinformation. That is not going to happen at all. If something was wrong, we will come back on and we will correct our mistake.
Boom.
But I think, I know you could agree with this right now, but where the world is shifting, it's shifting from mainstream media to people with a microphone like this.
Yeah, independent media.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't watch Fox News, CNN, MSNBC to get my news. No, I do it on my phone. I listen to podcasts. That is where I get my information. And something that I'm passionate about, something I like talking about, something that me and you have conversations about. So why not just press record and start talking in the microphone?
I agree wholeheartedly. And especially too, because now more than ever, authenticity is huge.
Correct.
How does the person in public align with the person you are in private? And I feel like you, through podcasts and these long form mediums, you really get a good sense of who is the person on the other side of that camera. Like, that's why it was, at least for me, in this past election, it was really good for me to see both candidates either not in or in long form mediums, because it gave me the opportunity to see, okay, who is this person like over time, especially because at least in my experience, it's hard to bullshit for
an hour and 45 minutes.
An hour and 45, 2-3 hours. A 15 to 30 minute interview, you could put on a brave face and put on some makeup and BS for that amount of time. But
for sure,
the longer it gets, the harder it is.
100%.
So when we're sitting here, I would hope that you guys get a really good sense of who I am and who David is. And we try to live with as much authenticity as we can. And if we can bring just, it's going to be biased in a sense through our lens, but ultimately we're going to try to keep it as objective as possible. If you can get the truth and what's actually going on from us, as opposed to somebody on Fox or CNN or whatever, where you don't actually know the type of person behind the camera, well then, we're more than happy to give that to you.
Yep. And to be clear, we are a personal development show. Like, that is literally why we started this podcast, because me and Aidan both are very passionate about personal development. And we have a passion for helping other people get better in their lives. But I also believe that the soil has to be right. Yeah. The foundation of America, and everyone who listens to this is in America. But the country needs to be on the right track for you to be able to do that. Because if we're living in let's just say a communist country, well, you're not going to be able to go out and build the business of your dreams.
You're not going to be able to say the things you want.
You're not going to be able to say the things you want.
Practice the religions that you want. No. Yeah.
So culture has to be on the right track for you to go out and do everything that you want to do. And if it's not, well, you're not going to be able to do that, and that's the last thing that we want.
Correct.
We want everybody that is listening to this and everybody we come in contact with to win. But culture needs to be corrected. The soil needs to be fertile for us to be able to do that. So with that being said, today, we're not going to sit here and talk for 30 minutes, but there's something that me and Aidan have been talking about a lot to our sales team, but just in general too. And where this topic comes into play, it is a sales tactic.
Yeah.
Which you would call it.
We utilize it as a sales tactic.
We utilize it as a sales tactic. But it's called framing. Now, Aidan, would you like to explain what framing looks like in sales?
Well, because I don't want to get this 100% wrong, the way in which we use it and what we do is in pre-framing, but then also framing. So the difference. So pre-framing, I don't want to use the word manipulation because a lot of people take that negatively, but the whole goal of pre-framing is to set expectations and shift the perspective of the person we're talking to benefit us.
And to benefit them.
Because
ultimately sales at the end of the day is essentially a win-win. You're helping somebody that's in a current situation out of that situation by providing a product or service that's going to benefit them.
That's at least how we look at it. Yeah. And the thing that we've been now pressing on our sales team more than ever is we are helping other people in order to help ourselves. But it starts with helping others. Everything starts with service, helping others. So this pre-framing ultimately, yes, it is to benefit us, but it's to ultimately benefit them. And so for us, some of the key lines, what we do, we make offers to people on their homes. So even if we know, let's say the offer that we're going to give them is starting kind of low, our guys will say the line, wow, this actually came in a lot higher than I anticipated. So that in itself is pre-framing.
Yeah. Or think of this. Well, let's take real estate out of it. Everyone knows fitness. Let's say you're a fitness coach, okay, and you're trying to get a client to join your fitness program. So in your call with them, if you pre-frame correctly, you're going to say, hey, I appreciate you taking the call today. My whole point of this call is to see if you would be a good fit to get you on track to hit all your goals. We have multiple clients that went from 200 pounds to 150 pounds just following exactly what we said. And hopefully by the end of this call, you can be one of those clients too. So what that does is it puts in their mind like, hey, they already have people in their program that went from the weight that I currently am to their ultimate goal at 150 pounds. Now, when you're framing in particular, you're using the client or the person you're talking to. And we'll loop all this in so it makes sense to you guys. But when you're framing the client, you're going to say something along the lines of, hey, I know you're currently, 210 pounds. Do you see yourself, or I know you're currently 210 pounds. With our program and everything that your goals are, we can get you here. All you have to do is follow X, Y, and Z. Is that something that you could do? Or is that something that you can see yourself doing? So all we're doing is we're putting them into perspective of the change that they're going to make.
That's what framing is. It's shifting their perspective to what you want to see them. And that's why for us, pre-framing is before we actually do the thing, deliver the thing, in this case, an offer for us in real estate, we're saying something, that line, in order to set a certain expectation. So for us, the expectation is, wow, their offer is actually, it's going to be a high offer. It's higher than this guy was anticipating. So they're already going into it with an advantageous mindset. For David's instance of a fitness influencer, framing, it's to shift their mind shift and their not their mind shift, their mindset and their perspective that, okay, this guy's helped other people. He currently has clients that are in my situation, got them to where I want to be. And also on top of that, there's a level of exclusivity. Correct. Said, if you qualify, okay, or if we're a good fit, oh goodness, okay. So maybe, what if I can't? What if I don't fit? And what if he can't help me get from point to B? So these words that you use, these lines that you throw out, they have the ability to set the perspective of the person you're speaking to.
Yep.
And so in sales, inherently, that's really powerful because perspective is everything. How somebody views you, how somebody views your product, your service, it's everything. But how can we utilize that? What if you're not in sales?
Yep.
How can we utilize that in our lives?
Yeah, this isn't about a sales tactic, guys. It's about framing your own mind to set you up to do whatever you want to do, set you up for success. So if you are trying to lose weight, let's just say, let's say you are, this is perfect. Let's say you are 200 pounds. You want to get down to $160.
Yep.
Okay. We're framing our mind of everything that we have to do because we know it's going to be hard. So if we go into it saying, well, with the expectation of, of easy, of you're not going to have the difficult challenges that come up. You're not going to have those meals that get put in front of your face where you're going to want to eat, but you shouldn't eat. So if we're framing our mind to, hey, we know it's going to be difficult. These are all the things that are going to happen. When they come and they arise, you're not going to do it because you've already set the frame in your mind of, hey, that's going to come and I'm not going to partake in that.
Yeah. And I would say too, like, if we're going to make this really simple, framing is just setting the perspective in which you view things. And so a very powerful frame that both of us live by is that we can do anything we set our minds to, right? That's a frame, that's a perspective in which we operate within the world. And some frames you can just set yourself in and believe, others you might actually have to have evidence to put you that way. But for us, that's probably one of the most powerful things that we would wish upon others, is that you could take on this frame that you can achieve anything you want.
Yep.
Because both of us can tell you from our evidence, our proof, that will get you so far. It'll allow you to achieve physically things you didn't think possible, to do things with your romantic life that you didn't think possible, in business with your finance, whatever it is. I think if you can truly believe and hold that frame, your life will get so much better.
Yep. And I like what you said. It's really a perspective. It's all it really is. And a lot of the endeavors that we want to go into or the changes that we want to make, we have the wrong perspective on it. And a lot of it is, kind of just going through the motions. Like once we get into it and thinking it's going to be easy. But if you have the right perspective going into it, it's going to be difficult. All the things that you're going to have to do. And while you're in it, if you can frame your mind or have the perspective of, hey, I said I was going to do these things because they're going to produce X result, then more than likely you're actually going to do them. But if you just say, hey, I want this, right? And okay, well, I might have to do that, and this. You don't really have a detailed plan necessarily, or you don't have a frame or the box at what it's going to look like. Well, then when it comes, you're just going to fold and you're not going to actually do it. So for me, it's everything. And I, like looking back on my life over the last, handful of years, when I see the things that I set out and actually get done, it's because I framed it correctly. I had the right expectations going into it. I knew it was going to be difficult because anything of change you're going to have resistance, but I expected the resistance.
As you were saying that, I'm thinking about how this framing has impacted my life. And I was thinking back, for me, I'll try and not make this a long story. My life really started to change when I was 15, 16. And I've told David this, and I've said I'm pretty open with this. The two things that started my life to where it is today are A, dating my wife, and B, getting a gym membership for Christmas. But at that point in my life, I didn't hold the frame or the perspective that I could achieve anything I wanted. I didn't have it. I was not super confident in myself, this, that, and the third, that a lot of people could probably assimilate with. But I started to build confidence through that. I didn't have the belief that I could do anything, but I started becoming more and more of a confident person. It probably wasn't until the past 2-3 years of my life that I truly started to own that perspective. And thus far, a lot of it's materialized in like physical feats. Like I never thought I'd be able to run a marathon, ever. I never ran. It was never my thing. I hated it. And yet I did it.
Sucks.
I never thought I could, and if I didn't think I could run a marathon, I definitely didn't think I could do a triathlon. But eventually, taking that belief of I can do anything I want, I did it. And I hold the belief that we can create $1 billion business plus.
Yep.
And although that's going to take longer than being able to do a triathlon or run a marathon, I have
You should do 5 today if that was the case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind that'll happen.
Yep.
And so I can see the two differentiations. There's confidence, and then there's believing that you can do anything.
Yep.
And they're very different.
Of course, but they also tie in together.
But they tie in together.
Yeah.
And for me,
both are important. You have to have both.
And you're not going to believe you can do. You can't have believing you can do anything without confidence. You can have confidence without believing you can do anything. But for me, and to me, I put that as a frame. I identify that thought as a frame. And that's probably been the most powerful frame in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just one example. So there's frames to seek for yourself, and there's frames to avoid.
Yeah. And I do want to say this because it's very easy just to say, hey, I believe I can do anything. Right. But I think I always had that in me. So for me, it comes natural. I truly believe, as far as I can remember, I truly mean it. I always thought that I could do anything I wanted to. I don't know. It was planted inside of me. But I also know for other people that you might have to see it to believe it. And for those people that have to see it to believe it, go and see it.
Yeah.
Like, go find somebody that's done it already. So then you can see it and know it's possible, because there's nothing different from them and you. Literally nothing. All they did was do different things to get that result than what you're currently doing. Because if you were currently doing those things, you would have that result. So that something needs to change. But if you're the person that, hey, I need to see it because I don't necessarily believe it. Well, hey, there's millions of people out there that have done it.
The proof is out there. You just got to go search for it.
You just got to find it. Get up and go and look. You'll find it. And if your intention is to find it, you will find it. And I believe that's very important.
I agree. And this is totally unrelated to framing, but it ties into something that we had a very serious talk with our sales team about recently, as recently as yesterday, which is words without action and actions without consequence. And when I said that to David, he looked a little puzzled for a sec, and then it clicked, and he was like, "Okay, I get it." And it's not me, it's not just him, it's not just our sales team. It's everybody does this.
Yep.
We talk a big talk, some more than others. But even so, it's as simple as we say we want these things. We say we want financial freedom. We say we want super healthy relationships. We say we want to be in good physical shape. But our actions don't align with that. And once again, some more than others. Some people are in total disalignment, their actions and their words. That's a problem.
Yep.
And it's a problem in itself not to be in full alignment. And that was a problem that we were having here with our team. And so we had to have that talk of, hey, we just had this big meeting where we all agreed, this is what we want for ourselves and our direction. And yet very quickly after, our actions weren't following suit. So that's a problem. The second problem is there are no consequences for the incorrect actions and the lack of correct actions.
There are consequences.
You're right.
It's not getting
what you want.
Getting the thing what you want, yes.
And
which is ultimately a bigger price than you paying the price if you don't do it.
And it's a perspective not to see it that way, but I think you and I both agree that any successful person will see it that way.
Yep.
Is that the consequence of not being in alignment is that you're not going to get the things that you want. You're not going to live the life you say you want. And for some people, that just doesn't hurt enough, which sucks because you're ultimately only cheating yourself. It doesn't hurt me and it doesn't hurt David for you not to follow through and do the things to get to the life you want to live. It's only hurting you. So, I mean, we can spout this from the hilltops all day long till we're blue in the face, but it's not going to do anything for you unless you decide, hey, my life and my actions aren't in alignment with what I say I want. What needs to change so that I can do it?
Yep. All of this is a frame too, by the way. Like literally everything. It is a mental frame. And it's really how you think if we put it, if we boil it down at the end of the day. Perspective.
Yeah.
But what do you believe in? Because ultimately what you believe in is what you're going to get.
Yes.
Because if you truly believe in it, then you're going to do the things necessary in order to get it. So ask yourself, hey, is this something that I truly desire? Because I think a lot of this boils down to the desire that someone has, because if they truly desire something, they will do whatever it takes to get it.
Yeah.
And maybe you're just thinking about the wrong thing. Maybe it sounds good, but you don't truly desire it. So maybe we have to start searching for other things that you do desire.
I think that's very true. Because
social media is flooded people's mind nowadays of they have to, and I believe anybody can do anything. That is my mental frame that I have. But social media has flooded people's mind with this aspect of entrepreneurship or major success, millions and millions of dollars, the fancy cars, the fancy houses, when ultimately, if you boil it down, a lot of people don't want that. They just want a good life.
You're right. Social media makes you think that that's what you should want.
Correct. Now, I fucking want that. Like, I know I desire shit deep down. Like, I know, trust me. I want the yachts. I want the jet. I want everything. Like, I'm trying to run up the score. Like, I desire that. But a lot of people don't truly desire it. So they think that they do, but they really don't. So then they're in this loophole of, hey, I'm trying to get to that when they don't want it. So it's really pulling them away from the thing that they should actually be in alignment with, which is a good life, right? It's not millions of dollars. It's just a good living, a good and honest life. So it's pulling you away from the actual thing that, you would be passionate about, you would have a desire for, and then you would take the actions to get it.
I like that. So what we've come to, basically, full circle, is at the end of the day, you need to figure out what is it that you truly desire. Is it the cars, the jets, the yachts, the big ass mansion, or is it something different? Is it maybe some of that and something different? What is it? What do you desire? From there, you need to build the mental frameworks that are going to allow you to operate in the world from the lens that will allow you to get that. And then stop fucking talking about it and go live your life in accordance with what you say you want and what you truly desire.
Yeah. I drew this picture maybe 2 weeks ago, but it was a stick person. Think of a whiteboard here. I wish we had like a legit editor that could just draw this while I'm talking about it, but
yeah, it's a little difficult. I don't know if I could do that.
But anyways, think of like a whiteboard. You have a whiteboard, okay? And at the top of the whiteboard, there's a person. Let's just put a crown on that person. That is you, that's achieved everything that you want in life. The highest and best version of you. And then beneath that, at the bottom of the whiteboard, is where you're at right now. Now, all the things that you should be doing, because when you do things, like, hey, I'm on the right track, or I probably shouldn't be doing this. So all the things that you should be doing, it's pulling you up to that highest and best version of yourself. It's pulling you up. So think of it as a rope, maybe. You're climbing up the rope to the best version of yourself when you're doing all the things that you're supposed to do in order to get there. And then when you're doing the side quests, or you're doing the things that aren't in alignment, or the things that you shouldn't be doing, it's pulling you back down, or it's keeping you at the same place. And if you're staying in the same place, you're really backtracking and you're getting worse, because time's going to move on regardless. So think of that. Like, hey, the things that I'm doing right now, are they pulling me up closer to the version of the highest and best version of myself? Because if you are in alignment and your desires are lined up correctly, then you're going to get to that person and you're going to do it. And that right there is a framework too. Yeah. The framework of, hey, this is where I want to go. These are all the things that I'm doing to get me there. Now, are those in alignment? Or are those in alignment? Well, if they're not, fucking throw that box out, okay?
Get
and
that
put the new box in. That's gonna get you there.
I agree. You got anything else for these guys?
No.
Good.
And one news.
Because this camera's about to overheat.
All right.
So guys, we appreciate you. Ultimately, we believe in you. We hope that you have the belief in yourself to go and achieve everything you want in life. So let's get after it.
Let's do it.